Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to L Dubs Boxing. Back again. We got a pre-gaming show for you guys. Fight week, September the 20th to the 22nd. You know what I'm saying? So we got some big fights, big names that's coming back this week. So we're going to break it all down. Before I get into it, I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe. You can follow me on my social media, scrolling across the bottom. Tap into the website as well. Everything is scrolling across the bottom. Salute to everybody. We're going to get into it, though. Got a good fight week, too, man. I'm looking forward to it. So, we're going to kick off Friday afternoon, rather. This one is in Ireland. You got the hot prospect, Callum Walsh. He's with 360 Promotions. He's coming back. He's facing Ronowski, the Polish fighter. He only got 2 losses. I think he's 22-2. So this is, I guess it's maybe a step up, maybe in, I don't want to say level, but maybe like experience for Callum Walsh. He's an aggressive southpaw. He got some deficiencies, his defense and all that, but he's a fun fighter, action packed, and he's one of these prospects at the 154 division that you got to keep your eye on because he got the backing, you know what I'm saying? He's going to be able to get fights and he can be a big draw, you know what I'm saying? Especially like a local draw like in New York or Ireland. So they moving him around. He's been fighting in California. He had a couple of fights in New York and then he's going to Ireland. So he's a young kid, still growing. I think that's a good fight for him. It's a good fight. This is like a European level fight for him. I think he'll be able to win this. This will be on UFC Fight Pass on Friday afternoon. So feel free to tap in. The undercard. So this right here is an interesting fight. It's like a hardcore boxing fan type of fight too. But I like it. You got Ali Akhmadov, who is a good fighter at 168 pounds. He got Dibome. Now, if you guys remember Dibome, he fought Beck the Bully on the Haney and Ryan Garcia undercard. He was giving Beck the Bully some work a little bit. Like he was touching him up a little bit. Now he lost that fight because he suffered a bad cut and it had to go to the scorecards and he lost on the cards. But he was giving him a good run for his money. So I want to see how Akhmadov. I think the styles will match up real well because Akhmadov is an aggressive fighter. This Dibame guy, he's a good counterpuncher. He had good timing in that fight, and he had Beck kind of hesitant. So this should be a solid fight, though. This is a co-main on that card. So if you guys got UFC Fight Pass, feel free to tap in with it for sure. Andrew Gray, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Appreciate you coming by. Alright, Friday night, September the 20th. This is a ESPN Plus, ESPN, headlined by Jaime Munguia versus Eric Bayanza. It's a good fight at 168 pounds. Off the heels of, we just seen Canelo, the top of the 168. Jaime Munguia is back, coming off the loss to Canelo. We're going to break it all down and talk about it. Top rank, they load up their undercards with a bunch of prospects. I like this kid right here, Steven Navarro. He's a good fighter, solid, still young, you know what I'm saying? Got some learning to do, but he's on the card. You also have Alan Garcia, Kid Kansas, on the card too. So that's another one to look out. His opponent ain't all that, but I like to see him fight. Art Barrera is on the card. RGBA fighter right here. He's a good fighter too, up and coming. They've been keeping him active. He's a welterweight prospect. DJ Zamora. So he made his top ranked debut in his last fight. He had a solid showing. I know he's most noted for being a sparring partner for like Gervonta Tank Davis and Shushu and sparring all those guys out in Vegas. But he's looking to make his own path. He's a good prospect though. He's trained by Kay Karoma out there in Vegas. So I like him though. This is his second fight with top rank. So hopefully he look good. And then so we had a change in this card. So it's supposed to have been Charlie Suarez versus Andres Cortez. Cortez had to pull out because of an illness. So Suarez is going to face Jorge Castaneda. So this is a solid fight. Castaneda is a good fighter. He okay. You know what I'm saying? But when he gets to a certain level, he kind of come up short. He got stopped by Rocky Martinez, and I think Joe Cordina beat him too. Can't remember. Suarez is a tricky fighter. He's strong. He's solid. He can box a little bit. Got decent power, and he's not far away from a world title shot. So he signed with Tyrank to get to that position to fight for a world title. So it's a must win for him because he don't want to lose his spot in the rankings to get an opportunity at 130. And we know at 130, Tyrank is like they loaded. They got Ashaki Foster and Katsiya fighting for the WBC. They got Navarrete and Valdez fighting for the WBO. They got a bunch of other guys that can fit in this mix at 130. So Suarez is a must win for him. But this is a solid replacement though. Emiliano Vargas is back. You know what I'm saying? He been keeping active. It seems like he fight every other month. You know what I'm saying? But talented fighter. I like him. This is like his third fight at 140. That probably went under the radar. He's not at 35 no more. He's gonna face Larry Friars, a tough veteran. You know what I'm saying? Should be able to give him some rounds, but we'll see. I like Emilio. He can be a future star depending on the opponents that he get. Richard Torres Jr. He's back. This is another fun prospect in the heavyweight division. He's going to face his toughest competition, probably in Joey DeVecco. Now, style-wise, I think it's tough because Joey, he's been around the block. He's a short, stocky guy. Probably gonna come in about 260. He can box a little bit. He can kind of make it kind of ugly, but he got good power. And Joey know how to survive. DeVecco know how to survive if he get in trouble. He ain't really been knocked out too many times. I think the guy from Kazakhstan knocked him out, but he got stopped by Big Baby Miller, I believe. But that was a long time ago. But he's a guy that know how to go rounds. Joey DeVecco. So we'll see. Torres is in your face. He a southpaw. He throw a lot of hard shots. He really don't set it up with his jab. I think he can use his jab. This is probably the one of the few fights he's going to have where he's the taller guy. I think he's going to have a height advantage over DeVecco, who is probably 5'10". So we'll see. It should be a tough fight style-wise, but I think Richard Torres, if anything, he'll outwork him and beat him. You know what I'm saying? If he don't get the stoppage. Main event. So I like this. Jaime Munguia is coming back off of his first loss to Canelo in May. He gave a solid effort, but I don't know. He was a little bit too respectful to win that fight to me. He's facing Eric Bayanza, who is an undefeated fighter, but he should have had a loss on his last fight. He coming off a bad performance. I thought Finn beat him. Now, Bayanza is a good boxer. He got solid power. He can switch hit. But he been having up and down performances. He had a good performance against Ronald Ellis. He stopped him faster than Benavidez did. But then have another fight where he looked so-so. And then have a fight where he looked okay. They have a fight. It's too many up and down fights. And I don't really trust that when you stepping up your levels in competition. This would be the best opponent that Bayanza has fought. But he has the skill set and the skills and the tactics to beat Jaime Munguia. He got a great coach with him. You know what I'm saying? So he can win this fight. I think definitely got a box. He got enough power to keep Munguia honest. He's a true 168 pounder. So it's interesting. Munguia is one of the best offensive fighters in boxing. He's very fun when he letting his hands go. He can dig to the body. He punching combinations. This is his first fight with Tyrank. I don't understand the whole dynamics with him and Golden Boy, but he's fighting with Tyrank right now. So, it's a good fight. I want to see how he bounced back off of that loss to Canelo. I think he'll be okay, but this is a solid fight to come back to, and I appreciate it because this is one of the better opponents for Jaime Munguia. Because normally he been fighting C-level type of opponents. If you look at his resume, you'll see a lot of guys is okay guys. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't really have that bridge fight to get to Canelo. This would have been a bridge type of fight. This is a step up for me for Jaime Munguia. Step up for both. But Munguia has the advantage because he's been in there with Canelo. Let's see what he's learned. You know what I'm saying? So it should be a fun fight though. Fun fight. And that's on ESPN. It's out there in Arizona. So you guys make sure you tap in Friday night. Alright, so on the 21st, out there in Germany, so we have a vacant IBF title fight at featherweight. These ladies are fighting 12 3-minute rounds. Nina the Brave out there, Nina Minky versus Daniela Bermudez. So it's a good fight. This is for the vacant IBF that Amanda Serrano vacated. So this is a good one, and both ladies are linked to Amanda Serrano. So Amanda beat Daniela Bermudez in Ring City TV, Ring City Boxing back during the pandemic. She stopped her with a body shot down in Puerto Rico. And then Amanda was supposed to face Nina back in March, but that fell out because the injury that Amanda Serrano had. She had to pull out the fight the day of the fight. So those guys got history with Amanda Serrano, and then they're gonna fight. It's a good matchup. You know, Nina is a boxer. She's a southpaw. She like to box. She like to move around the ring. She's a solid boxer. Bermudez is awkward. She throws punches from different angles. She falls off balance, but she's strong. She a 2-division world champion, and she tough. She tough. Like I can see her all working Minky. I can see her all working her, but Minky can box a little bit. She got to keep her range. She got to time her coming in. This is a solid fight. This is probably one of the best fights in this division right now, other than you got Scott Nicholson versus Raven Chapman coming up for the WBC. So the division's starting to open up a little bit. You got 2 vacant belts, you know what I'm saying? They're getting fulfilled, so Amanda should probably ease her way out of the division, and then they open up for some more good fights. But this is a good one, and the winner can get the winner between Scott Nicholson and Raven Chapman for unification. So this is a big time fight though. Another little note for you guys: Nina Minky has the same promoter as Karen Chikazian, the one who's supposed to fight Boots coming up. So this is a little insight on that. I'm gonna be looking out for this fight right here because I want to see how they put stuff together. If they actually get that fight to Germany, which I don't think they're gonna get it there. If they do, I just want to see how stuff look. But this is a good fight though, y'all. Y'all gotta check it out for sure. Alright, we're gonna move forward. So the biggest fight card of the weekend goes without saying. So you got the return of Anthony Joshua. He's gonna face Dan Dubois for the IBF title. So we're gonna talk about it. So we have some little movement, and we got a little announcement to announce about. They having like a prelim show during the workouts, after the workout, like they did for the Crawford Matchimoff. They had 3 fights after the workout. So here you go. My man, Everything Boxing, he posted this earlier. So I'm going to take it from him. So they got 3 fights. So after the media workout on Wednesday, they're going to have 3 fights on the zone so you guys can check out. You know what I'm saying? I like Chris Congo. He's a good welterweight contender. Cameron Vaughn and Adam Hamed. So you guys want to check that out, feel free. That's some little prelims action on Wednesday. Now we got to change the card. So Liam Smith pulled out of the fight with Josh Kelly. They got a replacement, Ismail Davis. That's a good replacement on short notice. Ismail Davis is a good boxer, athletic guy. Fights at 160 and 54 and 160. He had a fight coming up in October, but he was ready to go, so he accepted the opportunity to face Josh Kelly. He fights on both sides of the plate. He got good hand speed, long and kind of rangy. He's a good boxer, athletic. Josh Kelly, he got skills. Only thing I don't like, he fight with his hands down. But he got fast hands, good feet. You know what I'm saying? He can make you miss. He don't really make you pay all the time, but he can make you miss. And I want to see how he gonna look and how he gonna react with this late notice replacement. But it's a solid late notice replacement. It's not no trash fight. I like it. Davis is undefeated, so that's a good one. And here's the rest of the card. So minus the Liam Smith and Josh Kelly, this is the rest of the fights. So just going up the card, Mark Chamberlain versus Josh Padley. This fight right here is this setup for Chamberlain to look good because he got a world title fight lined up against Denis Beranchyk December 21st on the Usyk Fury undercard, the rematch. So everything goes well this weekend. Mark Chamberlain gonna fight for the world title in December, and this is probably the weakest fight on the card because Josh Padley really don't have a lot of experience. He's undefeated, but He's really not on this level, and he's too small. You guys are gonna see when they face off how the size difference. Mark Chamberlain should stop him within 3 rounds. Just putting it out there. If he come out clean, no injuries, no cuts, no damage, nothing like that, he's gonna get Baranchyk in December. So putting that out there. And that probably been floating around for months now, but as we get close, I gotta make sure I put that back out there. Joshua Buatsi versus Willie Hutchinson. I like this fight. This is for the WBO interim title in 175 light heavyweight. It's a real good fight. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a pick'em fight. JC, what's good with you, bro? Bro Mike in the building. Salute to you. So Buatsi, undefeated, coming to this fight. I think he's the favorite, but Hutchinson, he got something with him that he can box real well. You know what I'm saying? He can kind of outpoint. I can say him outpoint Buatsi. Hutchinson had a good performance against Spider Richards, Craig Richards. He outboxed him. He hurt him a couple of times, but he couldn't get him up out of there. That was his best performance. Joshua Buatsi, he beat Craig Richards a couple of years ago, and that was an okay performance, not his best. So they got a common opponent right there. So it's pretty solid fight though. I first heard about Chamberlain and Baranchyk when they leaked the interview a while ago. Yeah, that was Keyshawn leaked that. Yep. Yes, sir. So, yeah, you know, we just have to revisit when we see it because Mark Chamberlain, it's kind of under the radar. Nobody not talking about it because we haven't heard nothing from Baranchyk and nothing real big. So, yeah, have to throw that back out there. But, yeah, I like this fight, though. I like Buatsi in the fight, but I think it's going to be tough. I think I made Keyshawn. He got to make some investments. You know what I'm saying? Make some investments to the body. Slow down Hutchinson. Hutchinson he alright though. He's a good boxer. You know what I'm saying? He can fight when he want to fight and box when he want to box. I think it's close to 50-50. I just like Buatsi. I think Buatsi a little bit more solid, more poised. I think he's a bigger puncher. And we're gonna see though. That's a good fight. That's for the WBO interim title. So that makes the winner the mandatory between Beterbiev and Bivol. So that's what's up. They could get a big payday, get the winner maybe. So Anthony Kakashi versus Josh Warrington. So the news is they're not fighting for the IBF. The IBF is not sanctioning this fight because Josh Warrington is 1-3 in his last 1-3-1 in his last 5 fights, coming off of 2 losses in a row, moving up to 130. So they refuse to sanction the fight for the IBF. However, the IBO title that Kakashi has would be on the line though. So there you go. But no IBF. And a lot of fans, they like that because we always say, how does this guy get an opportunity coming off a knockout loss or coming off a loss? He shouldn't be fighting for a title. He don't deserve it. That's what we fans say all the time. It's not about what the fighter deserves. It's how good their team is. That's what they deserve. If their team is nice, they get whatever, no matter what the fans say. But nevertheless, IBF title is now on the line. If Kakashi wins, he got to fight his mandatory within 120 days, right? If he loses, the title becomes vacant, and then Eduardo Nunes will face the highest rated contender for the vacant IBF. All right, so if it's if it's a vacant belt, Nunes is gonna fight for it. But as far as this fight probably can be the second best fight on the card because I think the main event gonna be the best. But Kakashi and Warrington, their styles match up real well. They ain't running from each other. You know what I'm saying? I think Josh Warrington he's about finished. He's on this card because he's a big draw, but I think I don't think his punch resistance ain't there no more. We'll see how he look at 130 because he's struggling to make 26 for a while. And Kakashi is a strong guy too, so I think it's going to be a good inside fight. It's going to see how much Josh Warrington can take. You know what I'm saying? If he can take the shots, it can be a fun fight. Those guys can have like a fight of the year candidate type shit. If not, I think Kakashi may stop him like in the mid rounds. So we'll see. Winston Lee, what's good with you, bro? Salute. So we got a middleweight fight. Tyler Denny versus Hamza Shiraz. I like this fight too. Tyler Denny is coming off a good win over Felix Cash. Outboxed him, you know what I'm saying? Dropped him, beat him up. But the fight was it ended early due to a head clash and went to a technical decision. But Denny was winning easy. Just doing the building. Salute to you, bro. What's good? But he facing Hamza Shiraz, who got the size advantage, everything. Big puncher. I love his jab. The fight he had against Ammo was perfect setup for this fight because he facing another southpaw. Denny is a solid southpaw boxer. And that jab that he had against Ammo, that shit won him the fight. Like, won him the fight for sure. But yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro. Stoppage will boost his profile a lot. Which one? You talking about Kakashi or Hamza Shiraz? So whoever, who you talking about, bro? $150. Who you talking about? But this is a good fight though because Denny ain't gonna just, he ain't no sucker. He ain't gonna come out there just to lay down. He gonna try to win. He said Kakashi. Okay, Kakashi. Yeah, Kakashi 35. He got big. He a bigger puncher than what people think. I think he gonna bring it though. So Tyler Denny, he has to box. He has to move. He got to keep his. He got to move his head because this dude Hamza Shiraz got a great jab and he got a good timing jab. He kind of jab to where he think he's going, and he'll shoot that right hand down the pipe. And as a 6'3" fighter, you don't normally see a lot of good body punchers that tall. Hamza Shiraz is a great body puncher. Man. He punches with both hands. So I expect him to get to Tyler Denny sometime around like 8 or 9 rounds. And they'll probably be able to stop him. But yo, I like Hamza Shiraz. That Emma performance by Shiraz has really impressed me. Dude is skilled. Nah, for sure. What's good with you, bro? Felix Nunez in the building. Yeah, it was. He got clipped. He got clipped in that fight. He got hurt, got buzzed, but he kind of got himself together and he ended up stopping Ammo. So yeah, that was a good fight for him. He bringing life to for real to the middleweight division. No, bro, for real. We need some life because that shit is crazy right now. The way it looking like Lara may be the best. Lara gonna be hard to beat. You know what I'm saying? Throwing 15 punches around and he landed 3 hard left hands around. You hesitant. He gonna be hard to beat. I would say maybe Janibek the best. But that's crazy. But yeah, he brings new life. And the thing about this fight too, Hamza Shiraz, if he wins, he is the WBC mandatory for Adames. You know what I'm saying? And he's also number 1 in the WBO. He got a high ranking in the IBF, so he's covered across the board. His next fight probably should be for a world title. And he facing 2 southpaws in a row. It could be an instance where he's going after Janibek, maybe. Or at least he get preparation for Janibek and Lara. Carlos Adames, sometimes he switches to southpaw. So, yeah, man, I like Hamza Shiraz. He's a good fighter. He humble, don't really say too much. He just go out there and fight and do his business. For sure. Main event, man. I've been looking forward to this fight. This shit gonna be fun. This gonna be a good old fun heavyweight scrap right here. Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois. Both guys are very similar. You know what I'm saying? Big power, big punching heavyweights. AJ got probably the reach advantage. He may be a little bit bigger than Dubois. Dubois comes in around about 240, 245. AJ around about 250. AJ 6'6", Dubois 6'4". AJ got the championship experience, of course, being 2-time heavyweight champion. He going for 3 in this one. I think these guys, they gotta be hesitant, right? Because they both big punchers. I guess they gotta take their time to get into the fight, right? Maybe they come out banging. That's a possibility. But I'm thinking they're gonna ease their way into the fight, especially AJ. You know, Dubois has made a resurrection in his career. There's got to be applauded, bro. Like, for real talk, we was calling him a quitter. He quit 2 times, right? Joyce, and he took a knee against Usyk, and that body shot was controversial. But the way he bounced back in his last 2 fights against Big Baby Miller, he was looking like he was gonna quit in that fight, and then he kind of turned it around and he stopped Big Baby. And then he stopped Herkovic, who Herkovic was having success. So, coming down to the X's and O's, right? Dubois get hit with the jab and straight right hands too much. Like Dubois, like this last fight against Hrgovic, I mean Hrgovic was landing every right hand he threw. That's not a good sign in facing AJ. I think AJ weathered the early moments, like because this kid is young and aggressive and he a champion, you know. So he got confidence, but once he weather that and get that jab pumping and he can shoot that right hand, it's gonna be a problem for Dubois because this is not Hrgovic. This is the biggest puncher he gonna face. AJ is a big puncher, and he's you know he got his confidence back too. You know what I'm saying? Working with Ben Davison, it's almost like whoever land the biggest shot, the first big shot, that's who probably gonna win. Because this fight can go in the first or it can go late. We don't know. It's just that's why I want to see it. But I like AJ in this fight. I like AJ. I can see him weathering some storms. But I think once the shit settled down, I think he'll use his jab. I think he'll use his experience. If he can back up Dubois too, that could be good. Back up Dubois. He don't fight well backing up. AJ can fight well backing up. So that's the thing. Both guys kind of have issues with standing up late. So that's another thing. But I think AJ gets this one. Maybe mid-rounds. I think he'll land something big and get him up out of there. But I think it's going to be fun. It's one of those fights you're going to be on the edge of your seat. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun fight. So, yeah. Make sure you guys check it out. So, this one, you can buy it on pay-per-view for $20 in the States. We always complain about pay-per-views being $100, $89. You can buy it on. You don't have to have a DAZN subscription. You can go to ppv.com. Let me put that in the chat. So if you guys hear something somewhere else where you gotta have a subscription and don't let them get you gassed up like that. All you don't need a subscription. You can go to pbv.com, right? If you want to pay for it. It's $19, $20. Feel free to tap in. But I don't think this. You gotta watch it. It's a can't miss because two big heavyweights. They got big knockout power. I think we get none less than a knockout. But that'd be just our luck, right? This fight go the distance. We seen fights like that with big punches. We think, ain't no way this going the distance. And they go the distance. They hugging and kissing after the 12th round. So we'll see. But I don't know about this one. I don't know. All right, two more cards to talk about. So this is CBN boxing. You guys want to tap into it? You can find it on Fox Deportes, late Saturday night. You know what I'm saying? So they be having some good local shows down in Southern California. They took over from Thompson Boxing, so they've been having a couple of shows since then. So yeah, feel free. They have some fun fights too. And you're in that area, feel free to tap in. One guy on this card I gotta highlight, Eric Mondragon. He's a good boxer. He's a southpaw. He was just in camp giving Ray Ford some rounds. Ray Ford is about to fight a southpaw coming up soon. He about to face Orlando Gonzalez. So he was in his camp recently. So if you guys want to tap in, it's on late night boxing. You can find us on Fubu, Fubu Sports, Fox Deportes. You know what I'm saying? Feel free. And then the last one. So I haven't found TV for this one yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to get it. I think it might be on a Facebook channel, but you got a world title fight up in the Philippines. Melvin Jerusalem. He's the new WBC champion, two-time champion at 105 pounds. He's going to face his mandatory, Luis Castillo. This shit been long in the making. Castillo is a southpaw, aggressive. I think he a little bit taller than Jerusalem. He's a come forward guy that throws. He's not like a real active, throw a lot of volume, but he's an aggressive guy that like to walk you down, like to counterpunch, but he also like to be aggressive. Jerusalem is a good boxer too. You know what I'm saying? Good boxer. He like to bang in spots as well. So this is gonna be a good fight. You know what I'm saying? 105 pounds is, kind of, a lot of people don't talk about it, but it's a good division actually. We just need these guys to unify. They haven't had unification I don't know how long, but this should be a good fight. Jerusalem, he bounced back after losing his WO title to Oscar Collazo, who I think is the best in the division. He bounced back and he beat the number one guy, the Shigeyoko brother, Yadea. He beat him for the title earlier this year. One of the upsets of the year that you probably ain't gonna talk about. It's not gonna be on your list for upset of the year, but it's definitely an upset of the year candidate. So had to throw that out there. I like this division though. So I just wish they're unified and get more exposure for sure. He said facts. He said I'd be rooting for Dubois like crazy. Dude was looking like a pure bust after Joyce. Not anymore. Nah, for real. I think he got settled down in his style with his new trainer, Don Charles. Don Charles got him settled down a little bit, got him, focusing more on the basics because he performed well in the Usyk fight. He did well. I like what he did. He just he still haven't learned how to move his head, and that's gonna be his downfall against AJ. Because if AJ can replace AJ right hands with what Herkovic was landing, then we ain't getting out the third round. You know what I'm saying? it's gonna be a short night. So we'll see though. Good weekend of boxing, y'all. I just want to make sure everybody tapped in with it. Support it. If you want to watch it, it's all good. Nobody twisting y'all arm, but it's some good boxing coming up. So yeah. So salute to everybody coming through. You know what I'm saying? You guys can follow me on my social media. Scroll across the bottom. Twitter, Instagram. Tap into the website, ldubsboxing.com. And I appreciate everybody's support for sure. You know what I'm saying? So salute to everybody coming through. That's my time, and I'm out.